Okay, I think I came live early. I said I was coming live this at 8 p.m., but I think the high performer in me, the person that wants things to go well, came live a bit earlier so that I'll make sure that everything is well and everything is fine. So again, if you join much later, welcome. If you watch the replay, welcome. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to build wealth from scratch. Okay. So basically, if you're starting from zero, like zero, okay, and you wanted to build from scratch, obviously, I believe that if you're watching this podcast or this live, I was listening to a podcast before I came live, so probably that's why I said podcast. But if you're watching this live, you are probably not starting from zero, but you are interested in this topic because you want to be able to build wealth at a certain level, or at least go to the next level of wealth, or money making is important to you. Okay. So just a brief introduction of why I talk a lot about wealth, abundance, and money making. I know that it's not like a very common topic for women to talk about money, right? Again, I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I'm a fan of YouTube, and probably why I'm also a YouTuber is the fact that I think women, we generally like softer topics like love, etiquette, those sort of topics are things that probably appeal more to us as women. But money is something that appeals to me, or I've seen the importance of, because I've had various life experiences that made me realize that when you have money, you have options. Money is one of the things that gives you options. Money is one of the things that gives you choices in life. And being able to live the life of your dreams and live the way you want is a blessing when you have money. And that's one of the reasons why I'm very passionate about money. Okay, I'm talking about money. On the other hand, this topic is something that is important to me because um, one of the things that I didn't take seriously for a long time was actually building wealth, right? And it's surprising because anyone who knows me knows that I'm typically the kind of person who um, is very good at managing money, but I never really thought about building wealth. So let me go straight to what you should be looking at when you want to build wealth. And then I'll sort of share my stories and anecdotes along the way so that, if you're wasting to say, okay, tell me what it is, Tyler, I want to go from zero to millions. Okay. Now, the first thing that you need to look out for is your why, right? Why do you want to build wealth? Okay. And why is this important? I'm trying to adjust this. Okay. Why is this important? Your why is important because if you don't know why, you don't have a strong, compelling reason. You're probably just saying, "Oh, I want to be rich," but why? I want to build wealth, but why? Okay. If you don't have a strong, compelling reason, you will not have the motivation, the passion, and the drive to go to the next level of wealth creation. Let me tell you a story. So, for me, for the longest time, I always saw myself as a supporting cast in wealth creation. It's very funny. When I think about it, I laugh. I always saw myself as supporting cast. Does that mean? It means that I live in Nigeria, I'm African. I was raised that my role as a woman was to support the man, especially when it comes to finances. Okay. So I never saw myself, I know a lot of African American women have seen their mothers as breadwinners, killing and making money. And so that's what they saw. But for me, as a typical African woman living in Africa, who saw my father providing for my mother, right? I never saw myself as somebody who would have to be the primary generator of wealth. No, I saw myself as somebody who would work because it's the right thing to do, right? I went to school, I got a degree, and my income will be the supporting cast in the home, whilst the primary responsibility for making money and generating wealth will be in the hands of the man, whoever I end up marrying. Okay, why? Because my orientation since I was a child was that I was going to get married. Okay, so even though I was getting an education, being trained to have a skill, to be able to do something, contribute to the world, and I loved academics when I was younger. I love to read and learn things, and I still love to learn things, but maybe not as in the academic way. But that orientation made me believe that I will just get a job or work or do a business to support my spouse, who will be the primary wealth generator. Okay. But like in most fairy tales, life happened. So for me, life happening meant that I ended up in relationships that didn't provide me the financial covering I thought I would get from relationships. Okay? It didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen. And so again, but I kept looking for that because of my mindset until I came to a point where I realized that, wait a minute, I am brilliant, I am smart, I am capable, I'm actually good with money. So I have what it takes to actually build wealth for myself. Okay. I don't need to be a supporting cast in anybody's story. Okay. I can take charge of my financial future and build wealth for myself. And so it's in coming to that realization that I became more conscious of building wealth. Okay, but that didn't even answer the question why. So I now asked myself, why didn't you want to build wealth? Okay, and a few things came to me. So the first thing that you want to do is maybe take some time out and write, why do you want to build wealth? Okay, first of all, of course, to live a comfortable life, a good life. Okay, to live a life that is above above ordinary, above mediocrity, right? I want to live a life of abundance. I want to enjoy beautiful life experiences because I'm somebody who is very big on experiences over things. So that's what motivates me. I want to enjoy an abundant life and enjoy amazing life experiences. So that was the first reason why I want to build wealth. Okay, so the second reason for me is the fact that I also want to be able to give to my loved ones, right? I want to be able to contribute to make their lives better. So my immediate family members, my extended family members, people that I love, people that work with me, my friends and all that, I want to be able to contribute to give them great life experiences. So that's the second why for me. The third why for me, and now I'm sharing this so that you can also get inspiration to think about why you really want to build wealth. The third why for me is I have seen how finances has caused a lot of people to get into what I call bondage. What I mean. So I have had situations where I've seen single moms or women stay in abusive relationships, okay, because they did not have a source of finances. Okay, I want to be able to support and help this kind of people. I already do that, but I want to be able to do much more, okay, to let people know they don't have to stay in abusive situations because of money. So I want to be able to create opportunities to help those kinds of people, right? And the fourth thing is I want to be able to also create jobs, and create opportunities for people to actually live a thriving and abundant life. So those are some of the whys why I want to build wealth. So that's the first thing you need to ask yourself. Why do you want to build wealth? What's your why? And I want you to actually write it clearly, okay? Be very articulate about you. Somebody said that when the why is clear, the how will appear. When the why is clear, the how will appear. So now it's not about how do you do it. You're going to get to the how, but now it's about the why. Why do you want to build wealth? So be able to clearly articulate it, okay, the way I did it, so that you will not just be having a conversation. Oh, I want to build wealth. I want to build wealth, but why do you want to build wealth? Right? Because it's cool, because it's popular? No, there has to be clear why. You have to have a clear why, or your clear whys, like I just articulated my clear whys. Okay. And the next thing is you also want to be able to know your money mindset. That is extremely important. Now, I speak so much about mindset because one of the greatest breakthroughs that's happened to me in my journey, and it's still happening to me, and I continue to work on my money mindset every single day, is my money mindset. There is something incredibly powerful about your money mindset. So there's an author, a psychologist called Gay Hendricks, and he talks about something called the upper limit problem. Now, the upper limit problem states that everybody has an upper limit, okay, that they don't go beyond, right? And with money, there's something called a money ceiling. Your money ceiling is the maximum amount of wealth that you can earn based on your mindset, your belief system, or maybe even what you've been exposed to, right? And everybody has a money ceiling. And most of the time, the reason why you're earning what you're earning today is as a result of your money ceiling. Now, I'm not saying that life doesn't happen, but think about it. Some people get bankrupt, right? They lose all their money, but because they have a very high money ceiling, they find a way to go to build back the wealth or to get back the money and go back to that level because that's their money ceiling, right? So somebody can be worth, let's say, $10 million. Life happens, they get bankrupt, they go to zero. But their money ceiling is set at $10 million. So because they're selling a set at $10 million, things are going to happen and they will find themselves back at $10 million because that is their upper limit. That's their money ceiling. While somebody's money ceiling might be set at, let's say, $10,000, and then that person who's ceiling is set at $10,000, maybe they win a lottery, okay, and all of a sudden they have $100,000, and it's like, yay! That person is going to spend that $100,000 until it becomes $10,000. Even if they want $1 million, they're going to spend that $1 million until it gets back to what? $10,000. Why? Because of their money ceiling. All right, your money ceiling really will determine how much money or how much wealth you can build and create. And that's why I'm very big on your money mindset. And I created the Millionaire Mindset course. I'll try and put it somewhere, the link to it somewhere in this video description when I'm done. Okay. So you have to literally know what your money ceiling is. Now, let me tell you a story. I remember when I used to do business coaching fully as what I used to do. I still do business coaching and wealth coaching and things like that, but that was what I was doing full time, right? And I remember that I used to say to myself, oh no, I cannot work with more than 2 clients a day and all that stuff, right? I didn't realize that I felt that way because I had a ceiling of how much I could earn. And that ceiling was created because of how much I had earned in my last job, right? So somehow my mind was programmed not to earn more than that, right? I could not allow myself to earn more than that because I didn't have a ceiling for more. Okay. And so the next question, like I said, you have to ask yourself is, what is your money ceiling? Because you might say, oh, I want to build wealth. But the truth is that you might not be able to build wealth above a certain level. You might have an upper limit that if you don't address, it will keep stopping you. Okay. And so that is extremely important. So how do you determine your money ceiling? Okay. One of the things you can do is you can write down an amount of money that you believe that, okay, you would like to bring into your life. And then I want to ask yourself, how do you feel about that amount of money? And then I want you to observe yourself. When you write that amount of money, do you feel excited or do you feel anxious? Okay. So you can start gradually. So let's say, for example, now you're probably earn, let's say $2,000 a month. I'm just assuming that, right? So I want you to write $3,000 a month. How does it make you feel? I say, oh, okay, that's nice. I mean, I see myself earning $3,000. Increase it again, $5,000. Are you feeling anxious? $10,000. Are you feeling no way? This is not reasonable, right? $20,000. Are you literally palpitating right now? Okay, so that will literally tell you what your money ceiling is and what you need to do literally right now to actually work on your money ceiling. Because if you want to build wealth, okay, and you have a money ceiling, no matter how much effort you make, when we get to the other parts of actually going from zero to millions, your money ceiling will always stop you. So that's why you have to identify what your money ceiling is. Okay. Another thing is, I want you to think about is, so knowing your money ceiling, I want you to then take a step back and say, well, what are your dreams? Right? What are your dreams? If you could live that your dream life, okay, what would it look like? Okay, so what would you be doing? Okay, what kind of experiences will you be going through? What kind of house will you be living? What kind of food will you be eating? What kind of exercise will you be doing? What are your dreams? I want you to articulate that. Okay, and the reason is, once you do that, I want you to put a figure to your dreams, right? What does that mean? So maybe, for example, I want to learn how to play tennis. It's one of the things I like. And to join the tennis club will mean that I'm paying, let's say I'm going to pay $500 a month to be a member of tennis club or things like that. Okay. And I want to do a certain thing or blah, blah, blah. I want to make sure that I go to the spa every month. I want to eat out how many times a month. So like, I just write out, okay, this is the like, kind of like I want to live. Let's say that life will cost me, let's say $10,000 a month, just making an assumption. However, I currently earn, let's say $2,000 a month. So that means there's an $8,000 gap between $2,000 is where I am currently and $10,000 is what I need to fund my dreams. Okay, so now there's a gap. So how do we bridge this gap between where I am right now and where I want to be based on what my dreams are? Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is I want you to find people who are actually living this kind of life, right? Why? Because you want to expose yourself to the possibility that it is possible for you. Let me give you an example. Last year, I'd been thinking about moving houses for 2 years, right? But honestly, I didn't have the courage to do it. It's shocking, but I just didn't have the courage to do it because every time I think about the kind of house I wanted to live, I felt, like, remember what I said to you if you're watching this video about supporting cats, right? I felt, no, as a single woman, is that the kind of house I would like to live in? Am I supposed to live in that kind of house? Blah, blah, blah. I just didn't see that I was worthy to live in that kind of house, right? I just felt, what? I live in a small house. I'm a single woman. What am I doing? I just, talked myself out of it because I had a ceiling as to what was possible for me. Because I thought if I lived in this kind of house that, it would just be too expensive for me. Anyway, I go to a certain program, okay? It's a business accelerator program. I meet a couple of ladies. I become friends with one of them, and she invites us to her house, okay, for a meeting. So it was a business mastermind meeting. I go for that business mastermind meeting, and when I got into her house, I was in awe because all of a sudden, here I am in this beautiful house, okay, that is owned by another single lady like myself, and it is just amazing. It is beautiful. And all of a sudden, I had a light bulb moment because here I am seeing somebody like me living in the kind of house that I thought I was not worthy of, and that expanded my money ceiling, right? So exposing yourself to the kind of experiences or the kind of people living the kind of life you want will be expose your money ceiling. Okay? So walking into that house, putting myself in that atmosphere, having a conversation with that person, I realized that, oh my God, this person is not smarter than me. Amen. Not comparing or anything. This person just thought she was worthy of this kind of life and went ahead to get the kind of life. All of a sudden, immediately I left her house, my money ceiling had expanded, right? Or my upper limit has increased, if I want to use the words of Gay Hendricks. So that's the second thing. You need to literally know what is your money ceiling and then do that exercise to expand your money ceiling. So that's the first thing. The second thing that then happened to me was I started getting around people who are earning a certain amount of money. When I said to ask them, okay, so how much do you pay for this bill? Okay, so for example, how much do you pay for your electricity bill? I started meeting people who were paying 10 times what I was paying for my electricity bill. And once again, in my African tone, I said, these people don't have two heads, oh. You know what I mean? So those people began to expand my mind to what was possible. To realize that there were people actually living the kind of life I desired to live. Okay? So expanding again my money ceiling, expanding my money ceiling. Okay? So going into places where people are living the reality I want to live, talking to people who are living that reality. Okay? And then what did he do? It now made me think about it to say, you know what? If this was my possibility What did I need to do to make it possible for me? Okay. And that's why this is the second most important thing that I'm talking about in building wealth. I'm not talking about the strategies, the tactics. No, mindset first. Okay. Because some of you, you might be watching me and you're a very hardworking person. Like you are the kind of person that you know you have a bias for action, like me. I have a bias for action. When you tell me jump, I'll say how high. But that is not what's going to make you wealthy. Mm-mm. Okay. I was listening to a billionaire in my country, Nigeria. His name is Femi Otedola. And they were interviewing him on CNN and they said, "So you lost all your money. How did you get it all back?" And he says, "Because he just knows that he's rich. That's how he sees himself. He knows that he's a billionaire." All right. So even when he lost all his money, he knew he was going to get it back because it's a sense of identity. Okay. So honestly, by exposing yourself to people who are living that life, what you're doing actually is you are changing and shifting your identity. Okay, because you're actually going to attract the amount of money, the wealth, and prosperity based on the identity you have of yourself. So when I started being exposed to those kind of people, the third thing happened to me. I started to affirm that I was a queen. You know what? I started to affirm myself in the identity of what I wanted to become, which is the third thing you need to do to shift your money sitting. Okay? To shift your mindset to be able to really, really bring in wealth. I'm not saying that that's all. Okay? So it's a step by step process. Like I said, if you saw my video, saw my email, you heard me, I said from 0 to millions, right? So it's shifting your mindset. You need to begin to shift your identity to be the person who will attract the kind of wealth you want. And how do you do it? You need to begin to see yourself that way and embody yourself as that wealthy, abundant person. So I started to carry myself differently because something had shifted in my mind. So I knew that no, I had to carry myself differently. I started to carry myself as the kind of person who was wealthy, who was abundant, who deserved that type of life. Okay, so that was me expanding my money ceiling. That was me shifting my upper limits. There's a coach on YouTube that says your rubber band and enlarging your rubber band, okay, without breaking it, right? So I said to affirm that I am, not was. So you affirm in the am, in the present, okay, this type of person. And you know what began to happen to me? Because I now saw myself as a kind of person that lived the kind of life that I live, some things began to leave my life. Some opportunities that were keeping me small started to leave my life. That's the next thing that happened to me. I was shocked. You know, you will think that now that you've embodied the identity of abundance, your sources of income will start coming, you will increase. But actually, the sources of income that did not befit the identity that I was now calling in started living my life. And then new opportunities that now befit the identity that I now embody started to come to me. And guess what? Now I could recognize those opportunities. Now I could embrace those opportunities because my ceiling had shifted. My money ceiling had expanded. I could now see that it was possible for me to earn a certain amount of money because I had now exposed myself to the people that were doing that. Because I had now shifted my identity and then I could now call it in. Okay, so if you want to go in depth in this process I'm talking about, that's where my millionaire mindset course comes into place. It's going to really help you really shift your identity and unlock what I call your millionaire mindset to be able to attract more into your life. Okay, so that's one of the most important things you do to go from 0 to millions. Okay, understand your money mindset, shift your money mindset, and increase your money ceiling and expand your upper limits to be able to attract more. Okay, so now once you've done that, then you can now go to what I call the tactics and the strategies, right? What does that mean? It means that now you do a skill assessment. You're able to say, okay, fine, I need X amount of money to live the kind of life I want to live, right? So let's say we've decided that to live the kind of comfortable life you're dreaming of, you need maybe $10,000 a month. You know, hypothetically, now yours can be more, yours can be less. Everybody has their own thing. So let's say you say, I need $10,000 to be able to live the kind of life, okay, that I desire. Now you want to now go down and say, okay, what is it that I can exchange? Because honestly, money is an exchange for value, right? Money is something that you give to get something else in return. So it's an exchange of value, right? Agree with me? Let me know in the comment below if you're listening. Money is an exchange for value. So what is it that you can exchange? So you do a skill assessment, okay? What is it that I have that I can exchange for value? Now, when I began to do a skill assessment, I realized that one of the things that I loved the most was deals. I love to do financing deals. I love it. Oh gosh, you know, I'm a finance person. I love doing deals. I love to put together deals, okay, see how we can make a profit, bring together the players and make money from it. That's one of the things I really enjoy. Now, before then, I was really playing small, but when I began to think about, okay, this is how much I want to bring into my life, my mind began to expand to think about bigger deals put together. Things I would never have thought about before. I said, think about bigger deals. Like, how can I put together this kind of deal that will give me this kind of return? Because that's what I wanted to bring into my life. Okay? So, you now want to do a skills assessment. What is it that you have that you can trade with to be able to give you the kind of returns that you want? You know, that's why it's important to do the mindset part first, right? Because when you do the mindset part, you've expanded your mind, you've increased your money ceiling, then you are not afraid to assess your skills differently. So, for example, if you had not worked on the mindset, maybe you're thinking, honestly, you worked on your skill first. You would limit yourself. You say, honestly, based on my skills, I think it's only one, maybe for example, $1,000 I can bring to the table because that's what my skills can bring. Because your money, like you still have an upper limit problem. Your money ceiling is very low. That's why your money ceiling is low. But if you work on your mindset, then you can then do a different type of skill assessment. Because now you're thinking, okay, what are the kind of skills that will give me the greatest return of value to create the amount of money I want? So you're now thinking differently. Okay, you're no longer thinking like, I just need to go and exchange maybe money for time, time for money or anything. You're thinking leverage, you're thinking scale, because you're thinking differently because you want your money mindset. So you do your skill assessment. What are the skills that you have that you can exchange for money? Now, so that's how you begin to think about it. What do I have that I can exchange for money and all that stuff? So you might want to write it down, okay? There's something that you talk about called the sweet spots test, which is what you're good at, what are people willing to pay you for, and what you love doing, right? The truth is that you cannot look at only what you love doing, because if you look at only what you love doing, you might get frustrated if people are not willing to pay you for it, right? If you look at only what you're good at but you don't like, you also get frustrated because then you're not motivated to do it, right? Okay, but again, if you look at only what people are willing to pay for but you're not good at it, then you can't deliver the best value to the people. So you need to find that sweet spot, right? Where what you love doing intersects with what you're good at, intersects with what people are willing to pay for, right? And then find how you can offer that value at the highest leverage. Now, two people can do the same things, but the way they package it might be different based on their money ceiling, okay, and their exposure, right? Two people might be able to offer the same service, but one of them will package it in such a way that it is superior, right? Maybe the way the terms it comes with, the conditions it comes with, the way they put it together, and to look like, wow, this is higher value than the way somebody else packages it because of maybe their exposure, their money ceiling, and everything. And that's why once you get your money mindset right, you can then analyze your skill set to say, what is the best way to use my skill set? So let me give you an example now. So maybe your skill set is event planning. Somebody can say, you know what, because I want to earn, let's say, $5,000 per event, I will only plan events for a certain caliber of people with a budget of at least $50,000. So that if I charge 10% service fee, that's $5,000, right? Somebody might say, honestly, I just want to make money. So if they give me an event of $5,000 or $10,000, if I just make $500, I'm okay. See the difference of packaging. They both have event planning skills. But one person who has worked on their money mindset has decided this is what I want to earn, will position themselves differently to plan only $50,000 type of event. So they'll earn $5,000 service charge or service fee or whatever it is. The other person will just do anything. So that's why it's very important to work on your money mindset and then do your skill assessment and then decide how you're going to position your skills. All right. to command the kind of returns that you want. Okay, so the next thing you do is when you do your skill assessment and do the SWOT analysis and do your sweet spot, next thing you want to do, right, is to look at what I call your leverage points. Everybody has a leverage point, right? Some people you think that their leverage point is only what is obvious, but that's not true. So, for example, you look at a child of somebody who's very wealthy, you say, oh, the leverage point is their family. Okay, maybe your father is very wealthy, your mother is very wealthy, whatever it is. So they are lucky because, but not everybody has something that they can leverage. It could be the fact that you have years of work experience, and that's your leverage point, right? It could be the fact that you have an incredible network of people who you can tap into to be able to help you leverage your skills to command a higher return than the average person. So you have to think about it. What's your leverage point? Don't just go and start saying, okay, these are my skill sets. Let me go and start selling your skills. No, after your skill assessment, you need to know what your leverage point is. So for example, I say that I love putting together deals. One of my leverage points is that over the years, I built a network of people who trust me with money. So I know that I can put together certain type of deals because I know that I have the network of trust that will, okay, make the resources available for me to put together those deals. So when I look at a deal, I know that I have a leverage point of being able to put together the resources because I have a network of people that have built trust in me over time. And through time and consistency, I've proven to them that I will, okay, give them a return, or I will not even take their money if I cannot guarantee the returns because I don't trust the deal, right? Okay, so that is a leverage point I have. So for example, recently, one of my team members wanted to make an investment. I didn't have the resource and came to me and told me, I want to make this investment, okay? And I said to the person, because of your loyalty over the years, and I've seen, your loyalty and consistency over the years, I'm going to invest in this with you, right? Why? Because so I am one of this person's leverage points. The person has built the relationship with me over the years, and the person could leverage me to do that investment. So you want to look at it. What are your own leverage points? Everybody has leverage points. So you want to write down, what are my leverage points that will allow me to be able to use my skills to the optimal value, to get the optimal ROI, to create the kind of returns I want. So like that event management, let's use that event planning example. That event planning example, if the person decides, you know what, I want to plan events with at least $50,000 in budgets, right? I don't want to plan small events. The person will now want to look at it and say, what kind of network do I have access to that will be able to be doing the kind of events that are $50,000 in budget and above? Do I have a network of maybe affluent people, maybe from school or from my past work experience or whatever it is, that, okay, will be willing to take a chance on me, maybe based on my past track record that I can leverage on to get those kind of deals, to earn the kind of money I want to earn. You know, the fantastic thing about doing things this way, you don't have to hustle. When people think about building wealth, they need hustle, but no, it's really around strategy. And the strategy is when you think about it this way, when you think about it, like I said, start with your why, go to your money mindset, work on your upper limit challenges or your money ceilings, do your proper skill assessment, then you think about your leverage points, right? So you're not hustling and just, throwing things around and hoping and praying and begging. You're approaching it from a strategic perspective. Okay? You're thinking, these are my skills. This is the network or the leverage I have. Whatever the leverage is. The leverage could be that you have a certain amount of money saved. And because you have that amount of money saved, you could actually invest in getting better resources to give you a leverage and an advantage, right? So for example, with my YouTube channel, for the last 1 month, okay, I was looking at my stats for January. I had grown my channel, I think 53% than the previous year. What changed? What changed was that I got leverage. I invested in the cost of a seasoned YouTuber who has 1 million YouTube followers. And I started to commit myself and join the community. I attend the masterminds, I attend the classes, and I started to see improvements in my YouTube channel because I got a leverage point, right? What the 53% growth I've gotten in 1 month has happened because I leveraged on the skills and resources of that person because I had the money to pay for that course. That's a leverage point. Okay. So, what leverage points do you have? Like I said, everybody has something. Okay. And they said that you can either pay your way, earn your way, or serve your way to the networks that you want to go. Right. So your networks are a leverage point that you have, and amongst other things, your network, your resources, your experience, your goodwill, those things are leverage points that you can then leverage to actually um, to build something. Then the fifth thing that I will say tonight, and then I'll stop here, and we'll continue next week about building wealth. Okay, is really and truly, what is your offer? What is your offer, right? I said earlier, money is an exchange for value. One of the quotes I love is Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar says that you will make more money the more people you can help. All right. The more people you can help achieve their dreams will determine how much money you make. Right. So, what is your offer? So, for example, let me give you an example of offers. A Bentley is offering you a luxury car with amazing aesthetics and amazing drive experience for, let's say, $300,000 for a car. A Toyota is offering you a reliable car that gets you from here to here. Might not be luxurious, but it delivers on moving you around, right? And you probably get a Toyota for maybe $30,000. So for a Toyota to make maybe $300,000, you have to sell 10 of, while a Bentley just sells one. So the offer is different because the target market is different. A Toyota might need to sell 1,000 cars, right, to meet its annual targets. Okay. Say that a Toyota wants to make maybe $300 million per annum. I don't know. A Bentley to make that same target might need to sell only 10. See the difference? So that is their offer. A Bentley's offer and a Toyota's offer are different. So what is your offer? What is the thing that you're going to put into the world or put into the market that's going to give you leverage, that is going to help you to bring in that money you've decided you want? Okay? So for example, after I had that epiphany and I said, wow, this kind of life I wanted to live, I started to think about it. What is my offer? What can I do differently to create the kind of resource to live the kind of life that I wanted? Okay, and one of the things I do not believe in is, I'm not a hustle person. I don't believe in hustling because I feel like sometimes when you're hustling, you're wasting time. I believe in experimentation. Yes, I believe in learning as you go on. I believe in improving, growing, taking feedback and learning, but I don't believe in just scattering energy up and down. No. My energy is too precious. So hustle. But I believe in, sitting down, thinking things through, creating the strategy, planning, experimenting, testing, and all that, and then improving as you go along. Like this, that's what I'm doing with this, my 8 p.m. broadcast I'll be doing all through February. It's me experimenting, planning, testing, improving all along. And this is one of the things that my coach said I should do. Should do live streams. And so that's why I'm doing it, right? So you want to say, so what is your offer? And how do you want your offer to lead to the financial outcomes that you desire? So like I said, your financial outcomes is what? I want to make $10,000 a month, example. All right. So are you going to sell an offer of $1,000 to 10 people? Are you going to sell an offer of $100, okay, to 1,000 people? Or so sorry, 100 people? So you can choose. And who are the people who are going to buy $1,000 offers? And who are the people who are going to buy $100 offers? And how are you going to be able to deliver 1,000 or 100 offers? Do you have the capacity? Do you have the capability? Do you have the systems? Do you have the structures? So those are like deeper issues you have to go through. But like I said, I want to stop. So let's just talk about the 5 things again. So the first thing is why. Why do you want to build this wealth? You need to be clear about your why. When your why is clear, the how will appear. The second thing is your money mindset. You need to work on your money mindset. I recommend my Millionaire Mindset course. Like I said, I put the link somewhere in the comments and description. The third thing is Your skills assessment. What is it that you have that you can trade with? Okay. And the Bible talks about the prophet asked that woman, "What do you have?" And she says, "I have only but a cruse of oil." The prophet didn't say, "Go and look for another thing." He says, "That's what we will use." So, what's the skills you have that you're going to trade with? The fourth thing is your leverage. What can you leverage on so that you get the maximum premium value for your skill set? Very, very important. And then the fifth thing, like I just mentioned, what is your offer? What are you going to offer the world to create in return to as value to be able to exchange for the resources that you want to get? So that's where I'm going to stop today. If this added value to you, please share this with your community. Let them know, because I know this will add value to a lot of people who are thinking about creating wealth, building wealth, attracting abundance to their lives. And then next week, I will take it a step further, okay, and talk more about building wealth, actually building wealth with ease, okay, because that's what I believe in. I'm not a hustler. And I believe that there's always a better way to do it, actually for someone like me who is a child of God, because I believe that with the wisdom of God, you can do things differently. I hope it's added value to you, and I will see you again in the next one. Let me know in the comments below that added value to you, and share. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please like this video, subscribe to this channel. Check out the Millionaire Mindset course. It's going to change your life, and I will see you again next week. Bye-bye. Let me see.